What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Boop boop, diddle ding 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 ding.
Oh, baby. Wow. The energy. The commitment.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Tempo fluctuations.
So wasn't good, but I loved it.
It was fantastic.
I loved it.
It was great.
Thank you, Andy, for
Welcome in.
bringing that heat.
I feel like the enthusiasm was there to mask the great unknown. I had no idea what was coming, but what better way to welcome you into episode 268 than that fantastic scat? Welcome to the Spitballers. Andy, Mike, and Jason back with you. Would you rather? Is this real life? And we are drafting, as we always do. Today we are drafting things that are fragile.
Fragile.
Which way do you pronounce it? Are you a fragile or fragile?
It's something fragile.
I'm an American.
Yeah.
So it's fragile.
Yeah.
Is that the American way to say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fragile rock.
So nothing.
Yeah. That's fraggle, but
Close enough.
yeah.
Tomato, tomato.
I was thinking maybe there were tiers. Like some things are just fragile and some things are fragile.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
I
maybe
can-
if it's imported.
Oh,
You
okay.
know.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense.
At Spitballers Pod over on Twitter if you want to follow us there. Welcome into yet another episode. Let's get it going.
Would you rather?
Surge from Patreon says, which pirate attribute would you rather have for the rest of your life?
Yarr!
A hook hand,
Yarr.
a peg leg,
Oh, Mike.
What?
You let me down.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted one for
Yeah.
everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Hey.
or an eye patch?
Thank you.
A hook hand, a peg leg, an eye patch.
So these are all negatives.
Oh, vast. Well, if you want to look at them that way.
Were there normal pirates that had all of their like they had their eyes and they had their legs and they had their hands?
I have
Why are pirates all without objects, parts of their body?
I have heard, now this could be just an old, wives' tale, but I have heard that the eye patch was actually a device because they would cover one eye because they're up in the deck in the sun, and then when you went below deck, it was so dark, maybe because you're on an old pirate ship.
Not a lot of lit candles down there
that
on the
your
wooden boat.
yeah, that like your eye adjusting, they would move the eye patch to the other eye because then
They
your,
could see below
your
deck
eye would
then.
be ready for the dark.
As you say that, I know I've heard that before, which is the scientific methodology of knowing it's a fact.
Right.
Because I'm now it's now confirmed that is
we have tested the hypothesis.
historically correct. So what you're telling me here is most people's assumption of, oh, they've lost an eye.
Right.
It's not true.
No.
Or man, he got a nasty, wicked gash on his eye. He doesn't want to show that. Not true.
No, you're gearing up for a haunted house.
It's probably a beautiful eye under that patch, and I could switch it to the other one.
So it was
probably the same as the other one.
They opted in to no depth perception.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've heard.
No, I mean you're sacrificing depth perception for slightly improved.
I
But below deck, are they going below deck and above deck that often?
I believe so.
Well, maybe what you do is you just got the eye patch flipped up most of the time. And then like you're
10
like, oh, I'm
minutes
gonna
before?
exactly like, oh, I got to go down soon.
okay.
Bloop bloop. And then you just
I like
let
that
the,
you checked your watch like a pirate is checking their watch.
I checked my watch.
Yeah, you did. You
No,
looked
I was
down.
doing the.
You were lifting the
I
eye.
was lifting my
Okay.
eye.
Tell you what. Well, it's about time for me to head below deck.
Now you're going to tell me that they, they have real hands that are just holding on to hooks now underneath that.
Yes, but they've got a long sleeve that covers the hand, so you don't know.
I was under the impression pirates are plucking out each other's eyes for generations.
Well, there's no. I mean, other than
or the
pirate
parrot that's sitting on their shoulder plucks out the eye that the side
if
that
you
the
don't give
parrot.
them the crackers.
Yeah. Look,
Maybe.
Owl, can you check the historicity of this eye patch?
that's not a word.
Yeah.
I'm looking into it.
Yeah, that's
Sounds like a monstrosity.
Look, I've heard that word.
Hysterosity.
I've heard that word. So it's real word.
Thank you. 100%.
I mean, look, the hook hand is an active weapon, so there is a potential positive to the hook hand
for melee.
Yes,
But
the
I'm like-
only kind of fighting they really did, other than
the guns?
no, other than the shooting the boats
And the cannons?
the cannons.
Yeah.
But cannons weren't portable.
They had pistols.
No,
Yes.
they said swords.
Have you ever seen a pirate movie? They always have the one-shot pistol.
Yeah, they got a one. I mean, you get one good shot.
Okay, that was a complete lie. Apparently, the eye patch thing.
That's a good
Oh,
story,
no!
though. It's a good story.
Oh, no!
Mythbusters did do an experiment, and it does seem plausible that would
Help?
help, but
There's got to be at
no
least one
evidence
pirate that did this.
That pirates actually even wore eye patches.
I was going to say
Yeah, I don't think they did
most
any
pirates
of these
had
things.
all of their hands, all of their eyes, and all of their legs.
Yeah,
and there were just a couple famous ones that didn't.
They just had scurvy.
Says the myths largely come from the novel Treasure Island by
Yeah.
Robert Louis Stevenson.
Yeah, say Treasure Island and Peter Pan have shaped the way that we think about pirates.
They're
They're actually all really nice people.
I am keeping.
Like they got a bad rap.
Very much not true.
They were the pirates.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm
That's-
sure real
that's what
pirates are very bad.
Pirates. The eye patch, I'm not losing my depth perception. The peg leg, I'm not losing my ability to run. I'm taking the hook hand because, yes, I don't have a hand, but I can also use it.
Yeah, you can hang from stuff so much easier. You know what I mean?
No, there's no way.
Well, it's attached.
How?
Dude,
Grafted to the bone, my man. I mean, this is fully installed.
I mean,
hook.
it's just a strap.
Nah, not mine. Mine is adamantiumed in. And you know what I'm doing on the boat? I'm coming from that top little look tower,
Yeah, okay.
and I'm sliding down the rope,
The zip line.
zip line with
oh,
my
and
hook.
he has fallen 60 feet, and
Yeah.
the hook is staying up top.
Yes, it is.
Either that or the hook is very sharp and just cuts the rope. I didn't think this through.
I just don't understand why they didn't do something other than a hook. I mean, if you can do a hook, you can do anything, right? You could have strapped on a sword full time. Well, that's not great for sleeping.
Yeah, there'd
for
be
sleeping.
some issues.
Yeah, try to hang from that. Can't happen.
Also, how are you walking around on a boat where, I mean, you're in the middle of the ocean. I imagine that the deck is frequently being swabbed. It's getting some waves hitting it and stuff. If you have a peg leg, how are you not just sliding everywhere? How can you possibly walk?
I would think you're just falling.
Yeah, that's
You
that's
know what I mean?
mean.
Like, if you're sliding, it's because you're on your back, just sliding back and forth after you've fallen. You can't do the peg leg. That's the worst of the three. I think that's
Okay.
universal. Much less you can do with that. I would rank them. Eye patch is the best because I can just flip it up.
I think for the point of the question, you have to wear it.
Yeah, you also
I
don't,
will-
you don't have an eye underneath, so flip it up all you want, but you don't have an eye.
I will allow you to remove it when you sleep.
Thank you. And the hook?
No.
Ooh, that's a problem for my pillows. I'm gonna take.
Well, you said it was grafted to the bone, Jay. You can't have it all.
I'm gonna take the eye patch. I want my hands and feet. I just
Okay.
want them.
Mark from the UK, would you rather have to FaceTime with your in-laws for 30 minutes per day
Okay.
or have them live with you for 1 month out of every single year? What do you think, Mike?
Well, as someone who has cordially opened my domicile to my in-laws for quite some time,
FaceTime?
there are some challenges. They're great people, but there are challenges when you add that type of dynamic into your household.
So which
But
one
it's
are you
over.
going? Which one are you going with?
It's over after a month. 30 minutes a
Not
day.
in your
Yeah,
life.
wait, I can make it some money.
No. I'm saying this hypothetical question.
Right.
You've got to be on, a Zoom for 30 minutes every single day.
That's a lot of time.
That is a lot of
That's-
time to give up
that's
for
too much.
anything.
My in-laws used to live out of state, and they would come into town and stay with us once a year normally. It wasn't a month. It was normally like a week. It wasn't so bad. A week. A month's a while.
Would you?
A month every year is a while.
But 30 minutes. Is there anyone? And I'll include my spouse. Anyone you want to FaceTime for 30 minutes a day?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I love my family. I don't want to FaceTime for 30 minutes a day.
Well, you don't need to though. I mean, you see your family for more than 30 minutes a day.
That's fair.
So maybe FaceTiming them is even better because that means you're on vacation. I mean, why would you FaceTime someone you live with?
Well, okay, what just changes to be your dad. FaceTime your dad.
30 minutes every day?
Yeah, that's a lot of time. I don't see my dad every day.
That's too
Can
much
I
time.
watch a sitcom peripherally?
You've got the Zoom
behind the phone
and right in front of the TV.
Because I'm sure my reactions to that sitcom would be perfectly matched to what my father wanted me to laugh
and he's
in that moment.
definitely growing out his hair to cover the AirPod. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he's gonna have one in, be laughing at all sorts of Seinfeld jokes.
My
that don't
dad will
make
never
sense.
be as funny as he is on those calls.
All right,
He'll be like,
Josh did the math. 182 hours a year.
and there's 730 hours in a month. But the 182 here, that's all active hours. The 730 in a month, half of that is sleeping. So you're definitely cutting down your in-law time in at least half, and then half of that time you're not hanging out with them. So you're significantly less. They're staying
taking
for a
the-
month.
I'm taking the month.
It's
taking the month.
definitely the month, and and it's a good point. Like the FaceTime anyone for 30 minutes a day is just. I don't want to take 30 minutes to do anything.
Either of you guys ever have a long distance relationship with a girl before you were married? You ever have to do that?
Not like
Nope.
not a long one.
I did one summer. I did a summer.
Okay.
And that didn't go well.
I had two different long-term
Oh.
relationships,
This guy.
and
One of them turned out okay.
one of them I married. The other one did not work out. But both got to the point where the obligatory daily call, because there was no end to it, right? It was like you felt like you had
Yeah.
to have a long call every day
I have nothing else to say.
to maintain the relationship, and it'd be like, I don't like this every day.
Like, well, I ate lunch
I want to go play video games.
and I went to work.
Oh, that's cool. Like yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Anything big happen? No. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Drew from their website, would you rather be able to turn any object into cake or be able to turn any liquid
Now the cake
into your favorite soda?
the cake looks like the object.
Yeah.
We're just making
For sure.
Oh, it's the cake.
It's got to be the cake.
It's the cake. You could do hilarious things. Hilarious things by turning anything into
Oh
cake.
yeah. Go get in your car.
Yeah.
Psych. That's a cake.
Plop.
They just grab the door handle and
Someone,
squeeze and
I got to use the bathroom. Oh yeah, let me know how it goes. Kersblot.
The toilet turns into cake?
anything you want. Anything you want.
The other one,
This is a great superpower. I can turn anything into cake.
they're such different powers. Like, let me be honest. I could turn every liquid that I want to drink in my life into my favorite soda right now by
Yeah,
just buying the soda. But I can't buy cake in any shape
Right. Yeah, these
at
feel
any
wildly.
place. They feel wildly different.
Yeah.
But you're gonna want. I mean, practical jokes aside, I'm just saying eating. You're gonna want soda more than you want cake.
I
Maybe.
I don't know about
Maybe I
that.
spoke
This
too
isn't
soon.
even about eating it. Like I'm gonna open a cake shop. You know what I mean?
Of course you
here
are.
we're back to
Of course you are.
Well, you're telling me if you had that superpower, you're
such
not
a
selling
stupid thing.
amazing cakes?
But Jay, you could have a cake shop that's made out of a cake.
Oh, baby. The problem with that
It's
is
too moist.
once you do turn the building
mold
into the cake,
Is it done?
it doesn't. You can't
go
revert
back.
it. So you could just ruin so many.
More toilet
The
cakes.
White House
Right.
has a week left because you're a cake.
Everybody goes and eats the White House.
Can I turn people into cake?
I just, dude,
Ooh,
if you drink
that's-
this much
That's
soda,
murder.
that's murder.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to drink soda. Like, I don't have a desire to drink. Every now and then
No,
I'm like,
you're missing out.
I would love a
Honestly,
Diet
if you
Coke,
could
but-
turn your sodas into water, you'd be healthier. If you
Yeah.
did it the opposite way.
Yeah, you'd have a problem with cake though, because you'd do the hijinks, but you'd also be like, man, I'm kind of hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a slice of cake.
Yeah, that would be,
That's a problem. That's the beatus.
I guess because that one is that one seems
Diabetes.
like a better power. I'm going to take the cake one and just learn to control my power. Learn to harness the cake power.
It's gonna be real hard to not turn someone's car into cake.
It'll be
Car?
real easy to turn someone's car into cake.
I mean,
But
You
then
should-
you just have plausible deniability. I don't know how you're. Dude, you're the only one that can turn things into cakes.
sir, this is gonna sound strange, but can you turn things into cake?
You need to have a 4-digit code before you do the transformation that you
Yeah,
have to put in to
yeah.
be sure, because you're gonna be freewheeling and be like cake,
Yeah,
cake, cake,
yeah.
cake, cake, cake,
Need a
cake, cake.
2-key system.
Yeah, you need to be able to put in your code, your responsibility cake code. Chandler from the website, would you rather watch a movie with a great plot but bad acting, or a movie with a terrible plot but great acting? I feel like the latter is the one. Those are the ones that win the all the Oscars.
100%. And I hate them. It's so true. When you watch these awful movies with no point or purpose,
Oh my
a stupid
gosh.
ending,
I
but
feel
there's
like-
great acting.
Yeah.
Oh, all the fart sniffers out there that are voting on Academy Awards, they just
guys.
gobble that
When I
up.
watch those movies that are supposed to be good, all I hear is like faces in my peripheral going, "You're supposed to like this. You're supposed to love this movie." No, if it's got a stupid plot and you
Yeah.
act good in it,
It's awful.
that's a stupid movie you shouldn't have signed up to do.
Are you on you're the fart sniffer side?
More often than not, yeah.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, great movies are great
Oh my
movies.
gosh, go watch Dunkirk.
Yeah, maybe I
That was
will.
nominated. Go watch it. I dare you. I dare you. You'll want to turn your own eyes into cake when you're in the middle of watching that movie.
Now, all this being said, you
Done
don't
turd.
realize we don't see actual bad acting often, right? We watch so many movies, so many shows,
No,
and
I see it very frequently.
Network TV.
you think you do.
Uh-huh,
You
okay.
think you do. You see acting that is not great, and you're like, oh, that's some bad acting. But if you actually see bad acting, like they're just not able to act, and it's just this person who feels like they're completely out of place. Some people, I mean, I would say a lot of people can't act. They can't just do that skill, and
Yeah,
that's
know-
unwatchable. I would much rather watch a bad movie with a
With good
terrible
acting.
plot with
Yeah.
good acting, as much as I don't like that, than ever watch a genuinely bad actor. It's so cringy. I can't handle it.
I think that's the right pick, because if you see a movie with great acting, you will be watching it with hope that the plot becomes better. But I doubt once you're a certain ways into a movie with bad acting, it's not getting better. That's a lost cause.
Yeah, bad acting is
So you watch all them fart sniffer movies, huh?
not all of them, but I'm open to them. But so you don't like the fart sniff movies, but you also don't like the brain dead Marvel movies.
Yeah, I like them right in between. Called a
Make
good.
sure to be clear that you were talking to Andy.
Yes,
because
yes.
I love the
You
brain
love-
I
dead
like.
Marvel
You know what I
movies.
like? I like the way you called them brain dead Marvel movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're popcorn.
Yeah, yeah.
Most of them. There's
and
a couple of them where you're like, oh, that's a feeling.
There's a few good ones, but now we're on the other side of that, and we see where everything's going
Where is it going?
into the cake toilet, man. And nobody likes them movies no more. They're all tired of them.
Do people like movies anymore?
That's
People like good movies. They just don't make good movies anymore.
the
Oh,
problem.
right.
People make movies now without the there's no passion behind it. I mean, there are some movies that are like that. Obviously, they're smaller and they do well. And I like a good drama with good acting and a good plot. Is that too much to ask?
I think
Yeah.
that is.
That's my favorite
Yeah,
movie.
it's a lot to
I think
ask.
that's too much to ask.
You know what a
in
good
today's
movie is?
Culture.
'Cause
A
good-
Few Good Men. A Few Good Men is the right kind of movie. That's
What,
a good movie.
courtroom drama?
I mean, it wasn't. Not much of that movie takes place in a courtroom. Very little. That's a good movie.
This how old is that movie?
That's an old
I'm
movie.
It's
get-
like 30 years old.
I'm using it as a template. There's other movies like that I just didn't pop into my head right away.
You know when the movies were good in the 90s.
Casablanca. Now that's a film.
I did not say. I mean, I gave you A Few Good Men. Harold did that movie.
Harold and Maude.
1990,
Not Harold and Maude.
92.
It's an example. It's a template.
Give me a recent example.
Like The Sound of Music. Like, just what like first thing that comes to mind for you when you think of like modern good movie?
I'm having a bit of a moment trying to find it.
It's difficult. I don't blame you.
Gone
It's
with
like-
the Wind, or what do you think?
gonna look-
Wizard of Oz.
You ever
Hold
seen
on.
Rear Window?
Oh my gosh.
Hitchcock knew how to do it, guys.
Let's see.
I think I think you guys, wouldn't you agree that most movies have a lot of movies get made with a different starting point than they used to?
Yeah, for sure.
Money.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The starting point is marketability, reach the broadest audience possible, reach the most every country. It's a broad view of revenue, and not every. It's not artistry necessarily.
How
Things
about
are
They build
cyclical.
bands this way too, by the way.
Things are cyclical, though. I think 10 years, 20 years from now, it'll get back to where, I mean, it still is always about the money. What used to make money was great films, and then as things made more and more money, it was just wide appeal, mass appeal, kind of formulaic. As people tire of that, the ones that people will go and spend the money on in a movie theater will be, wow, that was really great, incredible word of mouth. Like everyone's talking about this movie. We just got to give it time to come back to the good days.
You ever see Green Book
No,
I did not.
with Viggo Mortensen? You never
Nope.
saw that?
nope,
Mm.
never heard of it.
I was trying to give you a slightly newer.
What about Birdman?
I didn't see Birdman.
Hmm.
You don't love Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Not enough. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to look up the last 20.
Best picture winners.
Yeah, is that what you just did?
Yeah.
Is that where you got Birdman?
Yeah.
Argo was a good movie.
Yeah.
Crash. Do you remember Crash?
I never saw it.
Oh, Crash was a good movie.
It's about people crashing in cars.
One of them.
Into you, like
All right, you
So
guys, you guys are
apparently
just-
you like the fart sniffy movies.
it's not a fart sniffing movie. I just want a good drama
I
with
don't
good
know.
actors and a good plot.
Jay, have you seen Crash?
no.
Yeah.
How have neither of you seen Crash?
Because it's fart sniffy. Smells bad.
So if you haven't seen it,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I've seen
Yeah.
all the good movies. I've seen all the good movies. Oh,
All
I'll let you know if it was good.
yeah.
right. We're moving on.
Okay.
Prize Picks is the most fun you're going to have, winning up to 25 times your money this football season. And now you can play during basketball season too. You just select 2 or more players. You pick more or less on their projected stats and place your entry. Prize Picks, they even offer a reboot policy so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and they don't return in the second half, boom, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an insurance policy. That's really cool. You could test your skills on Prize Picks this season with the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you got the skills, you turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. We have been playing Prize Picks for years. I absolutely love their UI. My favorite part about it is how quick you can make a lineup, have some skin in the game. It is so easy, 60 seconds, boom, bam, and you're having even more fun. You can go to prizepicks.com/spitballers and use the code Spitballers for a first deposit match up to $100. Go to prizepicks.com/spitballers and use code Spitballers for a first deposit match up to $100.
Is this real life?
All right, who's starting off our Is This Real Life segment today? We've got real life news stories that, well, they're real, and we were shocked to find them.
Yeah. I will kick mine off. I think mine is a bit older, but I've just recently it's been brought to my attention, and it's perfect for this show. So there was a flight that was, flying people around as they do. It was from Washington to Dallas. I believe cities don't really matter,
It's a long flight, though.
but passengers start complaining of they're smelling burnt matches. That's not good. Like that is an issue on an airplane. Eventually, they make an emergency landing. All the passengers are pulled off the plane. Got to put them all in secure screening areas by the FBI. The FBI is now involved in this because, look, I mean, you smell burning on a plane. In this modern world, you got to be worried about like a threat. So they detain everyone. They bring the dogs in. The dogs are searching the plane. Eventually, they do find matches underneath the seat. Easy. Got the seat. We can track down who was in the seat. So they find the lady, and they start to interrogate her. At which point she confesses she, in fact, had been lighting and blowing out matches because she had the smelly farts
Oh,
voice.
my goodness.
She had the smelly farts.
Oh, my goodness.
And her plan on an airplane was to light matches.
Wait a minute.
Which totally works, by the way, but on a plane.
Wait. So this lady tried so hard to cover up her farts
Yes.
that it is now deboarding the plane, taking everyone into the FBI, and the story obviously got out, and is currently continuing to be proliferated here
Yes,
on this mega show.
Her
Her
farts are famous.
the end result was the passenger's name was not released to the public. I mean, I'm sure there are people who
Fart
know.
lady.
The fart lady. But she was, in fact, banned from the airline.
Oh, man. For farts, right? Banned for farts.
Imagine being on a plane and your farts are just so bad. Number one, that you can't just go to the bathroom and fart it out, but you're
Look.
lighting matches.
Look.
It's incredible.
This is not.
It's a good story.
This is not new information to this lady. She brought matches.
She was ready.
She was prepared for these farts. She knew what was going on, and she was like, "There's only one way I can fly on this plane. I gotta light some matches."
That's such an old school way to deal with farts too. Like if you go to a grandparent's house, in their bathroom there'll be matches because that's how people dealt with farts back then. Is that like a go-to thing for like people our age now? Should we be providing matches?
Matches should be in every bathroom.
Really?
Yeah,
You believe in it?
Oh,
You support it?
Yeah, striking a
Everybody
match.
should have a chance to
Like-
light a match,
Striking a match to me in the whatever is
and
the,
it scientifically helps, right?
yes. I've never done the science, but I've done the experiment.
No, I've heard of it too. So,
And I mean, Febreze and potpourri and stuff, it works way better because because it's not like when you spray the potpourri, you get the poopy potpourri smell.
Yeah,
When-
that's a combo.
Like when you do the match, it is far more match than it is poopy match.
Who doesn't like striking a match?
Yeah,
too?
it feels
I feel like
good.
we don't
Honestly,
strike
that's-
matches that much.
that's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun. I was at a restaurant last night, and on the way out, I see where they got like the toothpicks and the mints.
Mm-hmm.
They got matches.
Well, that could also be for the smokers.
Sure, but you bet your bottom dollar I took a matchbook.
There
I was
you
like,
go.
dude, there's. I don't think I own match. I didn't own matches. I do now.
Did the match industry go under with the smoking industry?
Yeah, I mean,
Also
I think
the
lighters,
lighters.
Lighters in general?
Yeah.
lighters just really kicked matches' butts. They're like, dude, check this out.
They're like, how
It's
many?
like a match
How
that-
many times can you use your match? Once? What a loser!
Wow. I don't know.
Better let it quick. Ooh,
Yeah.
it's out.
I'm going to read you mine real quick. It's brief. It's really just one line in particular got me. It says, robbery suspect who eluded capture in a vehicle, on a bike, in a sailboat, arrested. Vermont armed robbery suspect who police say eluded capture in the past week in a vehicle, on a stolen bike, on foot, and in a stolen sailboat was arrested on Thursday after he was spotted in a kayak on the river.
What?
But the very best part is the quote from the Burlington police chief, who said, quote, because of the unusualness of Mr. Edson's various modes of flight, from cars to bikes to paddleboards to sailboats to tractors, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that Mr. Edson is a dangerous person.
Oh my god, because he's pretty cool.
Oh, man.
Don't forget he's dangerous. I know you're gonna love this guy.
What can this guy not do?
I mean, and the best part is that they finally catch him out on a kayak, which I don't think that's where you want to be.
Was he on the run in the kayak, or is he just kayaking?
I think he was progressing
Catch me
through.
if you can, Cummers! Just. Oh no, they're walking alongside the river.
If you get the current, there's no way they're catching
They
you.
caught him. They spotted him on the kayak, 21 miles away from Burlington. He landed the kayak, ran away, and then jumped into the river and swam to the southern shore, where he was then arrested.
He was on his way to his
but
helicopter.
they all asked for his autograph when they picked him up, I'm sure. So
Wow.
I appreciate this man's diversity of transportation.
Yeah, that's
very funny.
very impressive. speaking of transportation, and also you want to talk about a story that could have used the cake power.
Okay.
This one could have. An Australian woman survived 5 days in the bushland on wine and candy. So that's the
Wait, what?
an Australian woman survives 5 days
Oh,
in the
no.
bushland on wine and candy.
Wine
Okay.
and candy.
Wine and candy. She could have used some cake. I mean, she was very limited.
But so she had
How
calories
did she end
and a
up
beverage.
with those two objects going into the bushland?
Yeah, so she got lost. She did not mean to go into. She was on the way to some, I don't
like
know,
a
famous
Valentine's Day date.
dam. I think she was going to some famous dam,
Okay.
and got lost on the way there in this middle of this giant Australian bushland. And when she went to turn around, her car got stuck in the mud, and she was kind of in the middle of nowhere, and no family knew that she was gone, and she was like 37 miles away from the nearest town, and so she's out here, needle in a haystack type of rescue operation, and she's just got to survive. The nights are cold, and the only thing she had in her car, she doesn't drink. She was bringing a bottle of wine
She
as a
does now.
gift. Yeah, she's like, drinking saved my life. But that was the only liquid she had for 5 days, was this bottle of wine and candy, and she survived for
5 days?
She survived 5 days.
Do we know the candy type?
We don't. It didn't
No.
share. I don't know if this was
Is there a
Pinot
more-
Noir.
Is there a more sustaining candy like Snickers bars? I mean, that'd be
Yeah, you got to get Snickers.
satisfies.
Yeah, it satisfies.
It's got protein.
Like I mean,
Feeling
you
hungry?
probably not like
You don't want Skittles.
probably not, or the ropes, or can you use those to like
As a tool?
for the wine?
I mean, I would have turned
Like as
that
a straw?
I would have turned that car into a cake pronto. Been like, it's okay. I could survive a while here.
How long could you live on cake alone?
Oh, a long time. Long time.
Cake and water?
Yeah, cake and water. I mean, I was
Could you
including
live-
water.
Like-
one flavor, though. One flavor of
Can
cake.
Sure.
Let's break this down for a second because we have a second before the draft. If you are, I don't remember school much, but I remember there's these things called like complex carbohydrates or complex
Yeah.
proteins or whatever.
Okay.
Like, isn't there like rice and beans? When you put them all together, you get all the amino acids you need or something like that. Anybody over there go to school?
Nope.
Nobody here?
No.
Biologists?
No.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
We're dumb. Yeah.
Papa Josh is here. Thanks for kind of like making
Yeah,
a small
whispering
sound
into the microphone.
Could you pull the microphone to your face?
I don't want to be on the hook for this if I get it wrong. So.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
on the hook
You're
no matter
on the
what.
spot.
But I remember there being like,
What do you want? Complex versus
No, you just need to have like beans and rice. They go together, and you get all the things you need for food. So you could live on beans and rice, and beans,
Franks and beans.
rice and beans. Beans and rice is a famous saying for that purpose. But like cake doesn't give you everything you need, right?
no?
Right.
You don't get protein in
No.
cake. So how long could you live a year on cake and water?
Yeah, you could live a year on cake. You're going
think
to
you
end
can
up with
live-
diseases. So, like, the reason that, pirates got scurvy is because they ate just basically only potatoes, and they didn't have enough of the other vitamins they needed to, properly survive. So they developed scurvy and other
Complete
things.
protein.
But you can live a long time with scurvy, I think.
Yeah, as long as you have.
Beans alone and rice alone both lack certain essential amino acids. If eaten together, each contributes to what is missing to form a complete protein. That is
Wow.
what I was referring to.
Really?
So Franks and beans is everything you need.
Now I decided to ask AI how long a person could live
Okay.
on only cake and water, and
They'll
it
know.
said
I would-
you will have severe nutritional deficiencies, as
Yeah.
you said. No fiber. You'll have psychological effects.
Comma, fatty, comma, go
you
on.
have diabetes.
I mean, they didn't give me a date.
They didn't.
They didn't tell me how many days on a calendar.
Well, shame them. Shame them in your
Yeah.
text. and
How
tell them-
many days would
I
you
said.
estimate? Cake will keep you alive, but you will be malnourished and you'll be vitamin
Yeah.
deficient.
Yeah,
I think
we
you
know that. We know that. Give me the day. I want how many days?
I think a very, very long time.
Rough estimate is what it says it's going to give me here
Okay.
in a minute.
Oh,
But it says it's dependent on the type of cake. Short term,
type of cake.
Yeah.
What kind of cake? Is this red velvet?
I imagine
Or,
if you had like chocolate in it, it'd be better, right?
I mean, I guess if it's a carrot cake, you get a.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You get a little bit of vitamins.
It says long-term, months-wise, a person would face life-threatening complications due to severe malnutrition, organ failure, and immune system collapse. Survival beyond a few months would be unlikely without intervention. Only a few months.
A few months.
Wow.
But I didn't put the Pinot Noir in there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens when the wine and the cake mix together?
That's like
a
rice and
complete
beans.
protein. Wow. So not on the normal list of things you want to be like out stuck in the wild with.
No, but it works.
The bare
So
necessities.
if you are going to be traveling, make sure you have candy and wine.
Thank you, Jeremy, for hunting down that complete protein thing that made me sound somewhat like I paid attention in school.
I'd never heard that.
I'm surprised, Mike. You're normally
I mean,
you
I
got
like
good grades.
I like rice and beans.
Yeah,
like
just
how
not-
did humans we figured it out before there was an actual
rice and beans.
nutritional value
You
to
need
it?
them both.
They're great.
All right, we ready to draft?
Yep.
The Spitballers Draft.
Well, today we are drafting things that are fragile.
I don't know what that was.
What in the world?
Well, my throat kind of got a little stuck while I was gonna give like a
sound was that?
I was just gonna give a and then it got stuck and
and you went,
well,
Jason loves fragile things.
all right.
I don't feel like there's any sort of one-on-one in this draft.
Definitely not.
So I'm going to and I got a long wait because I got a couple I kind of want for my team of fragile things. But I'm going to go with a fun one to start with. Bubbles.
It's
okay.
on my list.
I'm going with bubbles.
Yeah.
Bubbles are so fragile you can't even touch them. They pop.
You better be covered in soap,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
that
that's a good
bubble
point.
doesn't stand a chance.
So I'll go with bubbles.
All right.
It's the number one pick. It's a fun, lively pick.
We need more bubbles.
There's no
In life.
way that if you had more bubbles on your week-to-week, month-to-month basis, you aren't a happier person.
I
Bubbles
would,
cannot
I'm
make you
in-
sad.
I'm in
No
total
bubbles
agreement.
ever made somebody sad. What?
You can overbubble. Just throwing this out there. You can overbubble.
How would you unless you're getting like a
That's
slick
what I'm
floor.
talking about.
Like in a
That's
bubble
all
bath?
I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about the slick floors. I love bubbles. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm super pro bubble. I think bubbles are going to make you happy, but the bubble residue on the ground, if
Yes.
you have too much, you
Dangerous.
can. Yeah, that's
What about a new device that is just for happiness? It sits in the corner of your room. It's motion activated. When you walk into the room, it shoots out a few bubbles.
Oh,
We're not
that's
talking
awesome.
about a lot of bubbles.
No, that's awesome.
You just get to see more bubbles more often.
Just every time you walk into the room,
Yeah.
a couple bubbles go
a
off,
couple
like greeting
bubbles.
you.
A couple
couple bubbles.
That's what it's called.
Yeah,
a
it's
couple
called a
bubbles.
couple
Couple
bubbles.
bubbles.
Bubble dribble.
So bubbles is my pick.
All right.
Who's
All
up?
right. I'm up. All right. So you took the very
Bubble,
fun,
bubble.
very, very happy and light bubbles,
Yeah.
and I will go with the far darker. We'll go with your ego.
Mm.
Yeah.
Really? You're coming.
Yeah.
You're coming with the secret.
Yeah. We're
The
coming.
secret
the
thing
number
at the
two-
top.
The number 2 pick. We are taking your ego because it is fragile, and it will break. And once it is shattered into pieces, you are left with nothing.
Oh my
Okay.
God. No wonder he likes the fart sniffer movies.
Yeah. Look, it's on my list.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
I got to it first.
It was the first thing I thought of when you talk about fragile things.
You're
It's-
supposed to bring in the curveball later, Mike.
Well, maybe I still will.
Ooh.
All right. Jason,
right.
you got 2 picks. Things that are fragile. We got bubbles and ego.
All
Yeah.
right.
Which
all
route
right.
are you going to take?
I'm gonna go with something that is I in my mind I have
Fragile.
I have bonus points for valuable, and so
What?
yeah.
Why
yes.
is there bonus points?
Hey, he's making his own
Because-
rules.
No, I'm just saying when I look at what matters that is fragile, if I were to drop my plate,
Yeah.
okay, that's fragile, it breaks.
Mhm.
But if I drop my Fabergé egg, that is fragile. That is something that you don't want to touch. You don't want to move it. You don't because of its fragility. Its fragility is what
What's Fabergé, by the way?
Fabergé?
Yeah, what like in 60 seconds?
Fabergé is the layers of work that have meaning and then they
You
develop
got
it
no
into-
clue, do
I
you?
have no idea. But
What is
yeah.
that made out of?
it's made out of Fabergé.
Is a Fabergé egg actually fragile?
Yes.
No,
I
that's a
did go- I did-
Fabergé.
no, I did Google that earlier to see, and Fabergé eggs are very fragile.
Also, how does that become a thing?
Right, like a super expensive.
How are rich people
Fragile
like
egg.
this is the thing.
It's a jeweled egg created by the jewelry firm House of Fabergé. So it has nothing
So
to
it's
do
big
with
Fabergé.
This is-
It
Wait,
has
wait.
nothing to do with the,
This is a brand.
It's not the material. It's from a Russian company called Fabergé.
Oh, I
Oh,
feel
and they only made 69 of them, of
Nice.
which 57 of them survived.
Oh, so they're not making Fabergé eggs anymore?
No, there were only
There are only this
So
many.
it's the scarcity.
there's only 52.
Now imagine how fragile that feels in your house. There's 52 of these things left.
Are they really fragile? I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
So they will
Google-
break if you
Google-
drop them?
yes.
Google it.
Yeah. There once were 69 of these.
Yes.
You
Well,
can
there's
see a
52
picture
because
of
they're fragile.
You can see a picture of every single one of them. It's like a collection of Fabergé. My mind is blown. I thought Fabergé was like paper mache or something. Like it's just
I'm with you.
all right. So you took a Fabergé egg.
Yeah.
Okay, bougie boy. What are you taking next?
Next, I'm going with
Regular egg.
a regular egg.
It's
Do
all,
it.
All
Do it.
It's all
I dare
the
you.
time.
Oh, man, that's a good pick. I mean, that's really fragile. Drop an egg on the ground, you know
Oh,
what's going to
it's
happen.
It's on my
surviving.
list. He's tempted.
I am so tempted to have if only there were 2 more types of fragile
I bet you.
eggs.
I bet you can find them.
The yolk, when you're flipping
Just,
well, yeah, when you're flipping,
yeah,
when you're
no,
frying.
it is. It is
That's
very.
fragile. But no, I'm going to go with ancient texts. I'm going with like ancient, like scrolls. The paper will fall apart. It's so old you can't touch it.
Old paper.
Old.
This
Old
this draft
paper.
is lost already. This draft is lost. Wow, ancient text.
Ancient
Got
texts?
it.
It's I don't even understand why that's a bad pick. It's
They are fragile. Ancient books,
super
old books.
fragile.
It's not a bad pick. It's just funny because like it's ancient text. It's old paper. Is what it's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is fragile.
ancient
Yes.
texts are more valuable. I told you, I'm putting an emphasis on value here.
Mike, you are up.
An old manuscript.
Like the hard part is I could say ancient, insert any word here, and it is now a fragile item.
Man, you should have done that. Should have thought about that.
Ancient people.
Ancient bones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason, ancient eggs.
Oh, that
Actually-
was,
Fossil eggs,
actually-
man.
that was your third
Actually,
one.
those are
Oh,
no
those
longer
tough as
fragile.
nails?
Those-
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Petrified.
I'm sorry, Al. Go on, Mike. You got
All right.
You got to pick.
So from that,
By the way, I started this with bubbles.
you did, and I will combine bubbles with my next pick. Trust. It's a fragile thing, guys.
Oh,
Because
man.
the second you break your trust with someone, you're never going to get it back.
Oh, man.
It can't be repaired.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
fragile.
It's fragile. Trust is a fragile thing. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Thank
you
you.
might be stupid, but you're not wrong.
Thank you.
Andy does not like your pick of trust.
What are we doing here? What are we doing
We're
here?
just making a
I
collection
made
of some of the most
I made
important.
the pick of bubbles,
Whoa.
and since then we've got ego, trust, Fabergé eggs, and ancient
I bet
texts.
you feel real dumb
This
for
is
your.
the
Our
worst.
lists are crushing,
Yeah.
Mike.
We're doing important things over here.
Bubble
now,
boys.
Now it just seems like what I pick is dumb.
Yeah, probably. What are you going to pick?
Well, spider webs is going to be my
Dumb.
next pick.
Those are very fragile. I mean, well, like,
268 episodes for me to want to quit.
Oh, man.
Bubbles and spider webs,
okay.
and then
Great news. You have another pick.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I had trust on my list.
Yeah.
But it was for like the last pick of the draft after everybody picked normal things.
Mm.
I also had eggs on my list.
You can still take
Yeah,
them.
eggs.
You just can't. You can't buy them from the Fabergé company.
So I got to make another pick.
Yeah, you do.
Porcelain.
Okay.
I'm taking porcelain.
Okay.
Everybody's handled something that's porcelain, and you're just a split second away from
Yeah.
breaking it. You can accidentally break porcelain just by setting it down on the counter. You don't even mean to break it. You just set it down. And it's like, oh, it's broken.
Yeah. What'd you do? I put it down.
Yeah, I put it down.
I put it down and it broke.
Which makes me surprised that our toilets
Why can we
don't
sit
break
on these toilets?
because it's thicker.
So thick porcelain's okay?
Yeah, like if you put enough porcelain together, I guess we're fine. But if you hit that porcelain with a sledgehammer,
But don't you put porcelain like in your teeth? Like, isn't that used as a filling?
no, that's used for veneers though.
But
So
doesn't
it's
that seem like the
teeth.
opposite of fragile?
Yeah, why is it so strong in my mouth?
But like on a doll,
But like any
porcelain
Porcelain
doll.
doll, you gonna
'cause that's
break that.
very thin.
and any of the like china, like
Right, yeah, fine china.
fine
Yeah.
china. Anything that you're serving is porcelain and it can break. I don't know.
There's
I
two
don't know.
types of porcelain. That's what I'm learning. There's a fragile porcelain, and then there's the toughest material ever. When you need something really reliable, like in your teeth or your toilet, porcelain.
But if you need something real fragile for your food,
Mm-hmm.
porcelain
Yep, that's right.
or a mug, right? Almost
Yeah.
all mug. See, it's the heat transfer.
Is that why
Porcelain
we always
holds heat, I think.
make- Okay. All right. Am I back on the
We
clock?
know so little of the world.
You
Well,
do.
Speaking of that,
Oh, God.
so for my next, so I got
Oh no! What?
what?
He's just preparing himself for some ridiculous
What?
pick.
So I will follow up your porcelain pick with civilization, boys. Civilization. It is fragile.
Yes.
I think we learned a thing or two in the pandemic that we are hanging on by just a couple threads. And the
Oh,
second that
man.
one of those things breaks down, we're all done.
Jason's got
It's fragile.
Mike's got ethereal thoughts. Jason has expensive things.
Yeah.
And you're over here with just
fragile
useless
stuff.
garbage.
Junk.
Fragile stuff.
Spider webs.
So,
Bubbles.
civilization. Thank you, Mike. Jason, you have your final two picks.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. What is expensive? I'm going to go with babies. So
They're actually pretty durable.
well, I mean, it's a sliding scale, right? They are more
Sure.
more durable than oftentimes they
Wait,
are
are
handled.
you drafting babies?
Yeah, oh yeah, babies.
Okay.
Babies,
He just
babies is
He
on
just
my
drafted
list.
babies.
I mean, look, there are certain things in life you don't want to drop. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't want to drop this fine china. Why? Because it'll break.
Right.
What would you rather drop, Mike?
Between a baby
Between
and
a baby and fine china.
I would rather drop fine china, Jason.
No.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but what's more expensive? I would assume you'd save the China based on your priority list.
No, definitely the babies are more expensive. Hard.
Yeah,
to
he didn't say Fabergé eggs
Right.
or babies.
Yeah, because there's only 52 of those. So you got to be real careful with.
So you've taken the top three picks of Fabergé eggs, ancient texts, and babies.
That's right.
At least you
That's
didn't.
right.
At least it's not like only certain babies. You included all babies.
Oh, all babies. They're all fragile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to go towards Mike's list.
Oh, you're gonna ruin it for him. He's looking to hit the grand slam here
Yeah. I'm going to go
with
with
existential thoughts.
the human heart.
Oh, that's such a good pick.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
That's such a good
So-
pick.
It's so fragile. You know, we can be hurt so easily, and our love can be broken. Our human condition.
I say this with the
What
utmost
that's an
respect.
incredible
You
pick.
two are idiots.
That's an incredible pick.
Thank you, Mike.
Oh man.
Thank you.
so
I
are
love
you
your
gonna,
list.
Are you going to flip it back and pick one of Jason's?
Oh no, my last pick is not. Are you done?
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
you got
done,
babies.
I'm done.
Uh,
I got babies. Oh yeah, you got babies.
it's not expensive. But it's fleeting. Mere mono. So I got ego, trust, civilization, and for my last pick, I will take sandcastles. I mean, one wave, one misstep along the beach, that castle has crumbled.
One jerk little kid
Yeah,
just coming up soccer kick my castle.
I mean, a frisbee and a dog, your cat, all that work.
Sandcastles is on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah. But somehow I just feel like the final one you picked was just the manifestation. It's now I'm thinking of it deeply. It's like, oh, the sandcastle. It's much like the ego and the trust and the civilization. It can be washed away in but a moment.
Oh man.
You dummy. I mean, my picks are so bad now.
Time. What you got for us, Andy? Take us
Yeah,
home.
close it out. It's just the last pick. Make it a good one.
It's snowflakes. How about that?
Perfect.
How about snowflakes?
Perfect.
Yeah, very
no,
fragile.
no two are the
Least
same.
least favorite draft of my life.
Oh, man, I had thoroughly enjoyed
yeah,
this,
was
Mike.
a great time. My list is sensational.
It really is.
Jay, your list with
So valuable.
Fabergé.
You know what else is fragile? The run of a podcast like this. You know what I mean, Al? Don't you feel that on today's show?
I thought it was great.
Yeah. No one took glass in
Yeah,
the 12.
I have
the
a-
12 picks
I have a wine glass on my list, but I felt like it just wasn't
That's not expensive enough?
Yeah, that's
with
not-
wine in it though.
Oh, that's even more fragile.
but it could be worth more.
That's true. That's true. It's a very expensive wine. What else do we have? I have an urn. That's one.
Have you ever had a Fabergé urn?
I was really thinking, like, what do I not want to drop? You know what I mean?
Okay.
That was the basis.
No, that's the basis of the babies
Of-
and the eggs and
yeah,
the,
yeah,
and your
and
heart
the urn.
and your heart.
Light bulbs.
I had I specifically went fluorescent light bulbs.
Oh,
just
yeah.
because
sure.
those aren't they poisonous or something?
So they're more fragile?
You're thinking of
'Cause
the
of the
CFLs.
poison?
CFLs
yeah.
are
The big,
got mercury in them.
well, like the big long. Aren't those
No,
fluorescent?
That's a fluorescent.
Those
Yeah.
aren't poisonous.
I thought you can't, like, if it breaks, you can't be around it or something. You can't breathe it in. I
Oh,
don't
you're
know.
thinking of
Owl?
a nuclear weapon.
Oh yeah, plutonium.
Oh, yellow cake. Yeah.
Christmas tree ornaments.
Yeah, I had ornaments on
I
my
took
list.
down. I just took down my Christmas tree, and they don't Christmas ornaments now. Like any of the balls that you buy, like the colored ball, they're all plastic, and they all used to be glass. So I dropped so many. I mean, I was thinking while I was doing it how much glass would be on the ground in my house for the
I've-
amount that I accidentally dropped taking them off my tree.
I have done that like years and years ago.
Oh, with the glass ones?
Yeah. Where
Oh, those are little jagged murder shards
it
too.
was, so you had the, the plastic container where it's all leveled, but it's the one where it's like multiple ones attached together. Well, it was apparently very cheap, and as I was pulling it down, just crashed three of the shelves of ornaments go to the ground in the garage, just shatter everywhere. And my wife comes in, is like, "What happened?" And I said, "I ruined Christmas."
This was on the way to set up the Christmas
Yes.
tree. Oh
I
no!
ruined Christmas. Yeah.
This was Christmas Eve. We were late to the party.
Oh, I would never.
I think
put
humans have
a
been
tree up on Christmas
dropping
Eve.
all sorts of stuff for a long time, and
Yeah.
all human progress is converting those things into less breakable items.
Yeah. We've done a good job.
And that's why we got to fix this porcelain thing. We got to get the we got to get the toilet
I want a
porcelain.
steel
The
toilet.
the toilet, and the teeth people do. There is. Have you ever had to use a metal toilet?
I know where those
Like
are.
in a park?
In
Well,
prison.
there's prison, but they're also like at parks. You'll get them there too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a little
I guess-
cold.
Uncomfortable.
It's a little cold on the tush if you need to,
Make a poop.
Yeah.
That's
fragile,
that's another
fragile
thing that-
one ply.
Oh,
That should have been my pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you two knuckleheads.
What did we learn today?
Learned that Andy is not sophisticated in
No,
taking.
I
our,
picked bubbles,
he
guys.
He doesn't take our drafts very seriously.
No, he
No, I'm
doesn't.
sorry.
He really needed to
all
step
jokes.
up to the plate.
I need to look deeper.
I learned that Mike likes fart sniffy movies. I did
Yeah,
not know that about you. I mean, I knew you like bad movies like Blade Runner, but not fart sniffy movies. Which,
Oh,
to
those
be
are-
fair, that is
those are
very
kind of the
similar.
same. And I learned that nobody else in this entire studio here
Nope.
knows what a complete protein is.
Nope.
Apparently, so
Nope.
I was sophisticated there, wasn't I?
I'm told that I should eat my body's weight in protein every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
Your body's weight.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Not you like the grams.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah,
Weight
there
in
you
grams.
go.
200 pounds of protein.
Jason kept saying no.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.